Hey guys, Lou Perez here, and I don't often do this, but something happened a little earlier today that I feel like I just need to tell the story to just get it out there and see what you guys think about it. So, over the past few months, I've been noticing a lot of phenomena like one of them is the mask phenomena, right? And as you can see, I carry a mask around with me. I'm outside right now. I'm basically alone on the street, so I don't have my mask on. But anytime I'm entering or leaving my building, I keep my mask on. If I'm going in or out of a store, I keep my mask on. In Brooklyn, there are places that there are restaurants where you can eat outside. I keep my mask on until we're seated. I take the mask off when we're done, put the mask on, walk around. If I'm walking around and I don't have my mask on and it looks like I'm gonna be getting too close to people, I want them to feel comfortable. I wanna feel comfortable, so out of courtesy, I put the mask on. What I do know is that when it comes to COVID-19, if you're just passing by somebody, there's a very small chance that you can possibly get this. When you're indoors, it increases the risk. Therefore, I've been living my life that way, trying to be science-based, also trying to be courteous. And with that, there's some other things that I've noticed. So earlier today, my wife and I, we were walking with our baby stroller, baby in the stroller, because that's how you do it. Otherwise, I don't know what you're up to. So we were walking down the street. Again, nobody in front of us, and really nobody behind us. We weren't like near anybody, and we just start hearing a person that was some paces back that we hadn't seen, just talking loudly on their phone, which is yet another phenomenon that you see. A lot of people, just talking loudly on their phone. And it was weird that the subject matter of this conversation had to do with people not wearing masks, people not choosing to wear masks, and blah, 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 blah. And it got louder and louder. And my wife and I, we pulled over to the side to allow this person to walk by. And instead of walking by us, crossing us, the person decided to kind of go across the street. And as they were going across the street, we caught eyes. And I asked this person, I said, are you talking about us? Because it was rather clear that they were talking about us. And, rather cowardly, I would say, they didn't own up to it and say that I was, talking about you. It's an awkward situation anytime where you call somebody out for their actions, right? But the way things are going nowadays, it seems like a lot of people are just starting shit for no reason whatsoever. I don't know if people have been locked in too long, they don't have loved ones, they don't have people around them where they can have real relationships. So the way that they could actually have human, a human interaction is one of conflict, right? So I had called this person out, because they were obviously talking about us or using their phone as a pretense, So like, I'm talking on the phone. And the person told me to, mind my fucking business. So I called them an asshole because they're being an asshole. They're faking being on the phone to do passive aggressively talk about someone who's not wearing a mask outdoors on the street where they're social distancing because there's nobody around them except for this asshole that's back. That's back a few paces. So they got very upset when I called them an asshole. And their first comeback to me calling them an asshole was to call me Brad. They called me Brad. So I want you to imagine that. Now it might be because I got this COVID hair going. I haven't had a haircut in a long time, so I kind of look like I could be a Brad. But the fact that I'm even changing the way that I speak so I can sound like a Brad is pretty hack. It's rather stereotypical, and it's pretty lame. And also just the idea like, oh, you're going to call me Brad, and now I'm going to be really upset about it. But I corrected them as I do. I said, well, actually, my name's Luis. Me llamo Luis. As if that would give me some, intersectionality points. And as we're walking away, she decides that she's going to pull out her phone and make it clear that she's recording this. She's recording this because that's another phenomenon about where we are today. Any interaction that happens, especially if it's one of conflict that one person started, they look for the opportunity to pull out their phone. They pull out their phone in order to record it as if that's going to shame me. That's going to shame Brad. And as we know, Brad has no shame. Brad is shameless, right? So they start pulling out the phone. And as they're, I guess, recording or pretending to record, because they were pretending to talk to the person on the phone, they just start, she just yells out, white boy. Calls me white boy. And says, and your white wife. You know, and it's like, man, this is yet another phenomenon that, you know, where we are today, where, you know, you're grasping at straws, you know, to shame people, as if calling me Brad's going to shame me, calling me white boy is going to shame me, you know, and as if taking out your phone and on the off chance that you're going to catch this thing that happened, like that's going to shame me, as opposed to just allowing people to live their fucking lives, man. You know, in New York, I'm trying my best to just be here. I don't want to get in anyone's way. I'm courteous. When the time is right, when the time is appropriate, I put my mask on, I don it. I want people to feel safe when they're around me. If we're on the street and we're walking and we can move away from you, we move away from you. All right? I am all about I don't know what the word is. I'm all about strengthening the bonds and the relationships that I have, spending time with the people that I love, and other people just trying to inject themselves into my life and into the lives of other people. And what was really telling, of course, was that, you know, as we kept walking and the person kept pace on the other side of the street, there were other people who were not wearing masks. They were not accosted. No one said, you know, this lady didn't say anything to them. So I'm hoping that even in our little interaction, that maybe she thought twice about it and was just like, hey, you know what? Maybe I was out of line. That maybe there's a better way of doing this. Maybe there's a better way of communicating with people. So, you know, the next time, perhaps, you know, if she sees somebody, she'll say, excuse me, could you wear a mask? Could you put your mask on? And then the person can say like, oh, well, actually, you know, we're social distancing. We're outside, we're not near you, so, you know, we're not going to wear a mask. But if we were inside with you, and if we didn't have fleeting contact, as they call it, we would, you know, for sure put our mask on in order to make you feel comfortable, for everybody else to feel comfortable, right? So, hey man, when it's time to wear your mask, you know, please wear your mask. But understand this, that you have all the time in the world to be an asshole. Any time of the day you can be an asshole. You know, try not to be one.